What's up, everybody? Adam Carroll, Nicholas Durr, the Mastery Podcast. This is episode 23. We talked about yesterday the sinking fund for your trip to Sundara, tattoo haven of Mexico.
Yeah.
And
I will show all of you. So you have to also watch the YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. Because podcast.
Tramp stamp?
Yeah.
Lower back tattoos on men are so appealing. I hear. You should. It'll be the state of Iowa, like I'm from here.
Yeah.
Over just lower back. It's going to be perfect. So today's show is about giving up, which is what Nick will do when he puts a tattoo on his lower back.
This is giving up is actually one of my favorite conversations because like I'm, as a minimalist, I'm always looking at how to get rid of things, simplify things.
True.
I have less than 250 items in my studio in Des Moines, and I know exactly where everything is if you ask me. I've got 4 forks, 4 spoons, 4 cups. Like I can tell you how many, how many things I have.
I know, 116 toothpicks. It's amazing.
Yeah. Even rummaging through my drawers. But really, giving things up. When we say give up, what we mean is what can you really eliminate. And so I know you have a really cool story around some of the things that you can give up, but still satisfy a need.
Yes. Right? I love books. I go into Barnes & Noble and it's no trouble to drop $60 or $70. And especially, I like that stack of books where they're all the discount. The books are like $4.98 or $6.98.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, I think this is. I'm sure it's why they do it, and there's something around pricing models within retail.
Yep.
But I walk around those tables and I go, oh, well, that's a good deal. I'll just get one of each of these 5 or 6 books. And what I realized was I would bring those books home. They would sit on my bookshelf, which is adjacent to us behind the camera, and I wouldn't read them. And so I decided for a while that what I was going to do was I was going to give up buying books in exchange for, or instead I would go and rent them at the library. So when I would check the books out, I found that having a 2-week timetable to get the book back prompted me to read the book faster. And then if I really liked the book, then I would go find the book, typically at half-price books. Right, so I could get it for a little bit less. But I would say my book consumption increased while my book collection stayed the same. Or maybe even decreased because I was selling books too. So I think giving up is an interesting thing, particularly if you're spending money on things that you could get elsewhere. So for that's books for me.
Got it. Yeah, for me it's definitely coffee. I mean, I've shared in previous episodes that I used to drink 7 to 8 cups of coffee a day. And, I had a coffee machine at work, but I'd get bored of it, obviously. So I'd purchase 3 to 4 cups of coffee, outside from the bougie places.
Bougie.
Yeah.
Bougie coffee.
Subtown. And I was spending $455 a month on coffee. And I totally realized that coffee was something that I could give up, but not give up completely. So now I have $100 budgeted for coffee. And that's saving me $355, and if I do the time value of money, it's a couple $1 million. When I did the math, so it was what I was willing to give up in terms of the coffee and how much I was spending was totally worth what it could be worth in the future.
That's some bougie coffee.
That's
$2 million worth of
$2 million worth of bougie coffee.
What kind of coffee would you drink?
The ones with amazing latte art, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the coffee itself wasn't even that good. It was more so the art,
the artistry of whoever was pouring it.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
Yeah. One time I was purchasing coffee and I didn't know how much I actually spent on it. She asked me for the card and I just handed over my card and I added a whole bunch of other stuff and lavender flavoring or extra shot of espresso, whatever the case is. And I was totally unconscious to how much it actually costed me. And as a financial coach, I was like, wow, if I'm experiencing this, then other people are definitely experiencing that too. So, the conversation and the possibility of giving things up is to first bring awareness to what you can give up, right? Because like you said, you would purchase a whole bunch of books and then you realize you wouldn't read them. So it's essentially money sitting on the bookshelves.
Right.
But you were still able to satisfy a need once you actually were aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I would go to Barnes & Noble. I would just sit and read.
Okay.
I'm that guy.
Yeah. So you didn't even need to purchase the book.
Not necessarily. Yeah. I got to the point where I could read pretty fast, and I would skim these books.
Yeah.
And if it was one where I'm like, oh yeah, good concepts, I'll go pick that up at the library.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had passed all the bougie coffee places you were sitting at on my way to the library, though.
Oh yeah, I bet. That's awesome. Well, in terms of other things that you could give up, is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, I gave up my hair a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay.
That was way cheaper than going to Great Clips or Sport Clips or wherever, you know. Which in fact, this is kind of a fun story because my boys love to go to Sport Clips. Okay. Have you been to Sport Clips?
I have not.
So for anyone who's watching, Sport Clips is the place where guys get haircuts. I think that's their slogan. So sports on every TV. You can get the MVP treatment, which is like, you know, a hot towel and a neck massage and all these things. So my sons, who are 11 and 13, really love getting the MVP treatment. And then I started adding up just how much it is. Okay. And I would have to get my hair cut for the next, I don't even know how many years in a row, like over and over again, in order to make up the same amount of money that we're spending on the MVP for my boys once. Like, do you know how many razors I can buy for $50 that won't last me forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
So it wasn't MVP like most valuable player, it was most valuable payer.
It was most valuable payer, exactly.
Good.
Yes.
And you save money on shampoo.
That. Yeah. I do, yeah. I use far less shampoo. I don't buy combs.
No combs. I don't buy combs either, but you wouldn't have to buy combs.
But I will say that my hat collection has expanded
there you go.
exponentially since going bald. So
that's awesome. Well, talking about trimming. Right?
Yes.
There's an app, and it's called Trim, Trim. And if you download this app, it is actually it's a brilliant app that will actually aggregate all the subscriptions that you're paying on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, whatever the case is, and it'll show you in a report what it is that you're paying on, right?
Yes.
And from there, you can actually look at, do I actually use this subscription? In my experience working with clients, I had one client who, she was in New York. She was paying $600 a month on subscriptions. She had 13 subscriptions. One of them was a wine one that was like $150 a month, and she wasn't even receiving the wine.
Whoa.
And she didn't know until she started to look. I had her look at all of her subscriptions.
Yeah.
So in terms of giving things up, usually subscriptions is a good way it's a good place to start because you can actually save a lot of money.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It seems like everything being sold today is a subscription service model. You know what I mean? Like I know that this is a big deal in internet business that, you know, the Spotifys and all of those that have gone to a monthly fee.
Yep.
Whether it's calendaring programs, scheduling software, all of those things are all a monthly fee. And I know for a fact I've probably got 10 subscriptions hitting my credit card every single month. A few of them I bet I don't use, so I need to go look at this. Yeah. So I'm going to take our challenge today to heart.
Okay.
And the challenge is to either go and sign up for Trim. And Trim will go out, and as Nick said, it'll look through your account and see what are you being charged for on a monthly basis, and it'll give you this alert like, hey, you're being charged $7.99 for this service and $6 for this service. Do you want to cancel them? And then it cancels it automatically for you. So either sign up for Trim, number one, or number two, I want you to identify at least one thing that is being billed to you automatically every single month that you can unsubscribe from, so you can take it away.
Yep.
Cool. And we hope that what you find is some massive savings that allow you to increase your sinking fund that will then help you go to Sundar with Nick and get a tattoo on your lower back.
Matching tats.
And now we've brought it full circle.
That was really good.
Thank you. That was really good. We will see you tomorrow when we talk about
the pit of despair.
Mm.
Now, when you hear that, you might be like, "What is that?" That's exactly what we want you to think.
Yes.
So
If you
join
are
us tomorrow.
in the pit of despair or you know someone who is, make sure you tune in. Subscribe, like, join us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.